Alright, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. Alright, let's see here. I want to go check out this dungeon back there, because I want to learn how to play in a dungeon in Final Fantasy. But let's take a look at this quest here and see what needs to be done before we go and take on the other one. Alright, Lukalot appears to be in need of assistance. My thanks for your kindness earlier. I hate to impose again, but I have need of your assistance in another matter, one of grave import, I fear. Of late, I have noticed that Exali dirigibles have been appearing over the Tallswood with increasing regularity. The frequency, however, does not bother me so much as where they choose to fly, the patch of sky directly above the Guardian Tree. The tree is a sacred site, or so I was given to believe when I first came to Gridania, and thus I naturally assumed that the elementals would not suffer the exile to profane it. Yet the birdmen have been coming and going as they please, with nary a sign of protest from the guardians of the Tallswood. And it was that which set me to thinking. Ever since the appearance of the much talked about suspicious individual, many and more strange things have been occurring in the forest. Could it be that it did something to the elementals? In case it proved useful, I have committed the details of my sightings to parchment, and I would ask that you deliver the document to Mother Mione. Please make all haste. I have an irrepressible feeling that something terrible is about to happen. Okay, so that quest is sending us back to Mother Mione. But let's go do this tutorial here, this dungeon tutorial. Actually, we cannot go that direction. Because what we want to do is hole up the Novice. I think it was down here. Let's just make sure. It was down here in this direction. I just want to go take that on. What is this? Wow, somebody has a machine that they use to fly. I'm telling you that the types of rides in this game, I think the customization is nearly endless. So I'm looking forward to getting to that level where we have that kind of thing open up to us. But let's make haste and do the first mission of dungeon play. It's not going to be a mission, but they're going to be teaching us how to play as an archer in a dungeon. We're going to play as an archer for now, but later on I'm thinking we'll switch over to machinist or machinist, whichever way you want to pronounce it. That's the gun wielder. What is this? Maybe just another light. But yeah, here's the dungeon that we want to get into so we can start learning the role of the archer. Or basically how to play in a dungeon. Yeah, my voice is sounding a little different because I'm down with a cold. So if I'm sounding unusual, just kind of bear with me. Let's talk to the smith. According to my records, you have yet to fully complete your training. You are under no obligation to finish the final exercise, of course. But there is much to gain and not to be lost in the attempt. So, avoid area of effect attacks. Roll, current class archer. Role is DPS. Let's begin it. I'm gonna say we commence. Level sync. Okay, level sync is a system which allows players to participate in low-level duties by temporarily adjusting their levels and is available for most phases and instance raids. Okay, the Master of Arms has said quite a number of things and we were not paying attention. For this exercise, you'll be learning avoidance. An enemy often tips his hand before a big attack, and your best defense is to skip out of the way. You pass the exercise once I decide you've learned this lesson. Everything is clear, I trust? Say the word when you're ready to begin. You're prepared to commence the training then? Yes. Training exercise is now underway. Watch your opponent carefully. When you see an attack coming, move out of the strike zone. For now, just strafing allows us to skip out of his way. Working. Stay calm and watch the signs. Let's see, bravo, and this concludes the exercise. Nicely done. Learning to avoid the obvious attacks is a skill all adventurers need. Those who insist on standing still won't long survive the profession. And speaking of survival, perfecting each of my lessons will earn you a piece of armor to aid you in your chosen role. Should you so feel inclined, repeat the same lesson with the other masters that they may reward you with equipment tailored towards their fields of expertise. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Okay, let's see. Does he have something else for us? According to my records, you have yet to fully complete your training. You're under no obligation to finish the final exercise, of course, but there is much to gain and not to be lost in the attempt. Assist allies in defeating a target. DPS training. All right, let's do that. Let's commence. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. When it comes to your place in a party, you are the sharp end of the spear. Simply put, your role is to inflict as much damage as possible while keeping your own skin intact. As such, you cannot just attack whichever enemies you please. If you strike a foe other than the one controlled by your ally, then you risk becoming the target of deadly aggression. As you might have guessed, the purpose of this exercise is to teach cooperation. Your ally will hold the enemy's attention. It is your job to take the foe down. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy and we can move on to the next training exercise. Everything is clear, I trust? Say the word when you're ready to begin. Yep. This training exercise is now underway. Attack the same far as your ally to win the battle. Okay, so we have to rely on the tank. That's the way, Novice. I'll keep him occupied. You concentrate on Very good. Now here's a hint about enemy facing. Your opponent will have a hard time avoiding flows. Okay, so we have to flank them. There are also certain techniques that perform better when executed from such positions. So it's always better to be in the back or on the flank. Bravo, and this concludes the exercise. Great, come and receive your reward. Okay, so we learned that it's always better to be on the flank. Did you mark the sturdiness of your ally taking the enemy's hits? Coordinating efforts with a heavily armored defender will allow you to fight to your fullest. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Okay, he still has a lot more things for us. Let's go to our character and let's see recommended gear and let's equip it. Okay, let's take on the next lesson. According to my records, you have yet to fully complete your training. Yes, let's go ahead. Defeat an occupied target. DPS training, exercise 3. Let us proceed directly to the briefing, okay? For this exercise, you'll be fighting multiple opponents. The key to victory is coordination with your comrades. Each foe will fall all the swifter under a focused assault. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy and we can move on to the next training exercise. Is everything clear? Yep. Exercise is now underway. Okay, so we're going to be fighting multiple enemies, but start the fight with the staff waver. Such foes are often the most dangerous. Be sure to attack the same enemy as your ally. Strike the wrong 4 or 5 times and you fail this exercise. Let's get into the flanking position. Novice. Once this one's down, we'll move on to the first fighter. What's the enemy gate? Is this one here? Okay. So we're learning quite a lot about how dungeons work, and I'm glad. Coordination is the key to conquering foes swiftly and safely. Work well with your allies, and the efficiency of your armor need not, the efficacy of your armor need not be tested. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Hey, I thought you were going to give us another piece of armor. I thought we were going to get another piece of armor. That's disappointing. Okay, we have another training exercise. Avoid engaged targets. Okay, I wonder what that is. Let us proceed to the briefing, okay? Do you remember the lesson where I had you evading enemy attacks? Yes, I remember that. This exercise will put that training to the test. You must needs plan your strikes around some fancy footwork. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Everything is clear? Say the word when you're ready to begin. Yep, let's begin the training. This training exercise is now underway. Okay, so we're always gonna start. Engage the axe wielder, but keep an eye out for counterattacks. If you allow yourself to be hit 5 times, we will start this exercise again from the beginning. That one. Neatly done. Breaking off attacks to save your skin is always the wisest course. Though it may sometimes be a frustrating dance, it is better to dodge than be sprawled in the dust. Here's your prize for completing the exercise. Okay, looks like we're not yet done. Let's equip the armor. Okay, let's take this one on again. I think we have like one more quest to go. Yep. Engage enemy reinforcements. Training exercise 5. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. This exercise will teach you how to deal with enemy reinforcements. As the battle progresses, new foes will appear on the field. These sudden arrivals will target your weakest comrades, so you must be quick to eliminate them. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Okay. training exercise is now underway. Keep an eye peeled for reinforcements. Another enemy has arrived on the field. Engage this new foe. Here comes another one. Make short work of this skirmisher. Fine performance, a party is doomed without a source of restoration. When reinforcements threaten your healer, it is time to spring into action. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is a lesson you've learned. I was hoping to get some more armor. Okay, we still have more training. Interact with the battlefield, exercise number 6. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. In this exercise, you will learn to manipulate the battlefield. During the battle, enemies will pour forth from the rear gate. New foes will continue to flood in while this portal remains open. You must operate the lever that closes the gate, or your party will be overwhelmed. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Okay. I don't see a gate yet, so we'll have to keep an eye out for it, I guess. The gate has opened. I'm not sure which side it will be opening from. imperative to recognize when a battle has turned against you. Act quickly to neutralize an enemy's advantage, or prepare to suffer through a difficult fight. Here is your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is a lesson you've learned. Okay, there's still more lessons, apparently. According to my records, you have yet to complete it, yes. Final exercise. I think we're just gonna have to apply everything we've learned. I think it's gonna be a test to see if we can apply everything we've learned in one dungeon. I think I'm ready for it. You've arrived at the mountain's peak, the final exercise. As the culmination of your training, all the skills you've acquired will be put to the test. Put your lessons into practice and you'll do just fine. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Training exercise is now underway. Let's begin with the basics, shall we? Pay attention to the enemies facing. Stay out of harm's way. Watch out for the jackal. Put it down quickly. Where is the jackal? Come on. Multiple foes. We have to coordinate with our allies. Which one is he targeting? Which one is he targeting next? It's this one right here. trial dungeon has been completed. It was more of a training exercise, really. Alright, you've proven yourself a novice no longer, so we're gonna get a ring. Okay, we're no longer a novice, so we're gonna go here, equip our recommended gear, and then we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with more Final Fantasy XIV Online.